What's good, mind speakers? I'm back with another video, and if you guys click this video, you already know what's going down. We're talking about power, and we're going over the zodiac signs of every single power character. Well, the ones that matter, of course. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you the zodiac sign of one of Tommy's henchmen that was only around for 30 seconds and died in season 2. Like, I don't give a shit, and neither do you. However, what we are gonna do is take the main characters, and we're gonna discuss their trajectory, and we're gonna try to decide from there what I think their zodiac sign is. Now, these characters are fictional. They're not people. So you know what that means. I could be wrong. Actually, I can't be wrong, and neither can you. It's all opinion, so don't be like, how dare you say that ghost is a Pisces? No way that a Pisces would. Hey, look at me. Look at me, right here. I don't care. Instead, what you can do is leave a comment below. We can have a conversation as to why you think someone is what they are. It's all for fun. Please don't be a dick about it, because then I'll stop doing these. And I have plenty of these that I want to do. So, let's just say overall power finale. Let's go over the finale-ish, because there's tons of after finale shit going on. But let's go over the power finale just real quick. Tarik killed Ghost. Shocker. Am I surprised? No. Should you be surprised? No. I think there are people that maybe were like craving a surprise, but I don't really know what type of surprise you were gonna get from that story. In my opinion, there was no other way for the story to go. And I feel like there's something Shakespearean about that. Whereas Shakespeare and Macbeth, it was kind of like you knew what was gonna happen in Macbeth because it's a story about testing fate. And I think Ghost was always trying to transcend what was his fate, which was you Ghost and you're best at being Ghost and you're gonna die Ghost. And he thought that he could best that. And in the end, he could not. There's also this thing where black parents get this do as I say, not as I do mentality about life. And you can't raise kids like that because your kids see you for who you are and what you are, whether you want them to or not. Your kids know who you are when the facade comes down. And they learn from who you are, not from what you want them to learn. So Ghost, although he wanted maybe to get out of the life and he wanted to hide Ghost from his kids, he couldn't get out of the life, and Tarik grew up in the life. So then what do you think he became? A bigger, better version of you, which is what your kids are supposed to be. And that's poetic in a way, and I love that about the show, and I don't necessarily think that Power had the range to execute it in maybe the way that you want them to, but I think they got there in their own little way. Better than what Game of Thrones did, I can tell you that. But let's go over the characters and let me give you my synopsis on what I think each one of them may be. And let's start with the obvious one. Let's start about Tommy. Tommy starts out as Ghost's best friend, man. He's all down for him and Ghost's family is his family. He's got his mom, Kate, who he loves more than anything, but he knows he can't depend on her because she's a cokehead, and she doesn't give a fuck about him. She just knows that he supplies the coke. So Tommy really does bank on Ghost and Ghost's family, and he loves them more than anything. And even in the final conversation he had with Tarik, he tells Reek, like, we can let all this go and we can be a family. Like, I can let the Keisha shit go with your mom and all the shit Ghost done to me. We can all let it go and we can be a family again. It's Tarik that says no. But for prioritizing the family over everything at all times, even when Ghost didn't, that makes Tommy a Cancer. For his relationship with his mom, that makes Tommy a Cancer. Fully. He can't be anything else. A lot of Cancers don't want him to be a Cancer because he's like crazy, but I'm like, okay, you're not crazy because Tommy's a Cancer. Because, you know, we're dealing with murderers here. I'm just saying I love Tommy and I know where Tommy operates and comes from, and I can feel that. He's a very loyal guy. He's one of the best characters in Power. And if Tommy were to die, Power wouldn't have continued. And I feel like everybody knew that. We knew Tommy would, maybe if not outlive Ghost, he'd be around to the very end of this show. We love Tommy in this household, even though he's a crazy motherfucker. The next character we're gonna go for is Dre. Now, Dre starts off as Ghost's protege because he presents very well. Ghost was, you know, very clean-cut, light-skinned dude who, you know, could move in the corporate world and then get down in the street. And Dre was recruited as Ghost's protege for the same reasons as Ghost was. There was always a Dre where he could present as one thing and then sneak up on you and be like, ha, like, oh man, I'm cool with you, man. This is all a ha, and then he shoots you or stabs you, and he's always playing the dichotomy between who he wants you to think he is and then what he's really gonna do. His real intention is always underneath the surface of what he's doing. He's always playing with two different things, as a lot of the drug dealers are in this show, but he presents it very well, and he was often trusted, even though when people knew he shouldn't have been trusted. And then when he needed to get out of Dodge, he was always out of Dodge. He didn't die until he got into jail where they could find him. So for that, Dre's an Aquarius. Because Aquariuses are good at playing people. They're good at being one way and then being another and being trusted and disarming people. Dre was very disarming in a strange way because the nigga was crazy. I feel like I would never trust Dre, but people always did, so Aquarius. Next, let's do Proctor. Now, Proctor had a very... Okay, so first of all, he's a lawyer, so morality really doesn't play a part because lawyers can't deal with morals because lawyers have to deal with X's and O's of what the fuck is going on for real, for real. Therefore, so even if he was any sign, morality can't really exist if you're gonna be a lawyer. Lawyers gotta play the game, that's your occupation. But the one thing I can say about Proctor was Proctor did look for stability in his clients. So between Ghost and Tommy, although their business is very unstable and he was a dirty lawyer, he did latch on to Ghost because he felt like Ghost had an end game. And Tommy had no end game. Tommy was just doing reckless shit and creating messes for Proctor to always clean up, and he just couldn't keep doing that. Tommy put Proctor in way too much trouble for him to latch on to that. So he gravitated more, way more towards Ghost. He also really loved his daughter, Elisa Marie, and there were times where Ghost put him in situations where that time he wore that wire, he had to, but he only did it to show Ghost like, yo, I'm not going down. Like, I have a daughter, I have shit to protect. But I think for this, I call Proctor a Libra because Libras know how to play the game when the game needs to be played and reject the game when the game needs to be rejected. And I don't think people really give Libras that credit, but I think they deserve it. Proctor playing both sides and being here, there, and everywhere is exactly why Tommy ran up in that house with the Uzi and made it do what it do. Sorry. Now we got Kanan. Kanan was Ghost's boy that Ghost got sent away and came back and raised Tarik against him. We know the story. I'm gonna say that a lot of people think that Kanan is like the most evil, but I'm gonna say that Kanan was not the most evil, in fact. I don't think Kanan was that evil. I think that Kanan, as Ghost said, you know, at the end of the day, it's whoever gets in his way is gonna get it. And Ghost was more focused on clearing the board so he could do whatever he wanted on the board. And I don't think that that was ever Kanan's objective, was to clear the board. He just wanted to win. Kanan was very smart. He seemed to be everywhere at the right time, but he also forged this real connection with Tarik that you could tell was real in his dying moments when Tarik and Tasha had him set up, and he could have killed Tarik and he did not. Now Tommy was gonna clear that little nigga's head. Kanan was never going to do that. And I think that's because in the end, he really did love Tarik because he got to raise Tarik. He didn't love Sean. Like, he didn't raise Sean, but him and getting to corrupt Tarik really did forge a bond between them. And because of that, I'm gonna say Kanan is a Gemini. Now let me explain why I'm saying Kanan is a Gemini. Because Geminis can do two things at once. They can play the game, they can play around, and they can do a whole bunch of things. But when they choose the people that are gonna be in their best interest and are gonna be in their energetic sphere, they don't fuck around with those people. And Tarik was his family. He wanted to teach him the game, but he protected him in the game. He never let him get fucked up in the game. You know what I mean? Like, he killed Juicebox for him. So because of that, I'm saying Kanan's a Gemini. Because although he did a whole bunch of shit, he is loyal, and there's a foundation of loyalty in Geminis that people don't give them credit for. And I feel like that loyalty is what got him killed in the end. Because the only person that could have crossed Kanan would have been Tarik. That was the only person he really saw and felt like he was accountable to. Because he snaked everybody else. We saw it. Next up is Keisha. Now, Keisha starts off as Tasha's best friend, and Tasha has Keisha wrapped around her finger, making her do all types of stupid shit, letting them clean money through her hair salon, and then letting Tommy fuck, and all this other shit. I think the obvious choice is to say, oh, Keisha's a Pisces, because, you know, she just exhibited some really, like, what people would think are weak qualities, but I think she's a Pisces because she was so yielding, and because she was so understanding, and because she chose love a lot of times. Like, she chose her love for Tasha a lot against her common sense. She chose her love for Tommy a lot against her common sense. I mean, at some point, that's the only reason why Keisha got caught up in this mess, is because she allowed herself to be a pawn in Tasha's game. And, you know, when you're a good friend sometimes, and your friend is a manipulator, you become a pawn. And I do feel bad in retrospect for all the shit I gave Keisha while I was watching the show when I'm talking about that, because bottom line is, they really needed Keisha a lot of times, and Keisha always came through. And they were able to offer her nothing in return. The one thing I can say is that when she decided her family was her Tommy and Cash, she really tried to buckle down on that. But didn't work out. Sorry, Keish. Next up is Angela Valdes, Angie the Stallion. Now, Angie has a long road. There's lots of things we can talk about Angie, but the one thing I do want to talk about with Angie is her love for Ghost and the way she handled it. The Ghost that, we all know that Angela was attached to the Jamie that she left. when she was in school and she was in love with him, and then, you know, she found out about Choate and she left. She knew that he had dreams of leaving the street, but he never got a chance to leave it. And so when he met Angela, he reconnected to those dreams. And they kind of formed this relationship underneath their dream of both of them getting out of the life, out of the hood, out of all of that. And Ghost was in it deeper than what I think she allowed herself to know. And I think that makes Angela a Libra. And I think it makes Angela a Libra because Angela had a great life. She had a great career. She had everything that she could have ever wanted or asked for. There was nothing dirty about Angela, so it made no sense for her to get into this life and make her hands that dirty. But there was something about Ghost that she liked. She knew he was everything that he was, but there was a piece of her that didn't care. And you could tell there was a piece of her that did not care. Because, I mean, she had plenty of times to be with clean-cut guys, and she really didn't. Like, she loved Greg Knox for him. And at the end of the day, when it came time to hide that Tarik murder, she was gung-ho. And Libras, sometimes, they get to pick between right and wrong. They're one of those signs that gets to choose between right and wrong. And when they want to do what? They choose between timing as to when they're going to stand in their righteousness and what they know is right, and when they're going to do some fuck shit. And she had the switch on that, and eventually she dies as a pawn in Jamie's game, but it's because she was trying to fix his life and not live hers. And that's an air sign problem, not just a Libra problem. But there you go. Sorry, Angela. Big Libra energy. Now let's get into Tasha St Patrick. I think in the beginning of the show, everybody liked Tasha because Ghost was immediately the dog because he was cheating on her. How dare you? Ghost, how dare you? However, I think that towards the end of the show and the way that they wrote the finale has more people lying on the side of Tasha that I've been on for a while than a lot of people were originally. It painted the picture that the truth is Ghost wanted a better life. And Tasha did not want Ghost to go clean because they had everything while Ghost was dirty. While he was in the street, they had everything. And who knew what would change if Ghost went legit and whatever he did, they might have less. And that's all she really cared about. That's all she cared about. She didn't care about anything besides getting money by means of this life. And even her mom was always like, God damn it, Tasha, you always gotta do some dumb shit. Like, Tasha's mom really don't like her like that. You could tell. But the bills were getting paid by Tasha, so she was just kind of like, this fucking bitch. And I think that a lot of people got that sentiment that Tasha was just garbage towards the end, and that she really wasn't like the upstanding wife that was down for Ghost. She was fully married to Ghost, but she was never gonna love Jamie. And for that, I'm getting Taurus and Virgo energy. The reason why I picked both is I think because the Taurus, because of the materialistic aspect. The girl loved her shit. She was married to her stuff. In fact, when Holly took them earrings, she was like, bitch, those are my fucking earrings. Give me my earrings. Like, she was mad about those earrings. But it was all about her stuff and her fucking peplums. Shout out to Naomi, who hates her peplums. It was all about her stuff and her bottom line, and it didn't really matter about anyone else's sacrifice, which is very earth signy. Which is something that earth signs tend to do. Yeah, I'm totally getting Taurus vibes from Tasha because of that in general. All about me, my bottom line, what I got to do. Anybody in the way of that can get the boot. Second to last, we have to discuss Tarik St Patrick. Although Tarik is seen as the ultimate villain of this, I see his mother as the ultimate villain because his mother was the one that was like, oh, well, Ghost not getting me money, so now you gonna get me money. Go out on the street and give me some fucking money. And what Ghost was trying to do was tell Tasha, don't turn him into that. And Tasha did it anyway. So I don't blame Tarik as much as I blame Tasha because I kind of feel like most of this is Tasha's fault. Although it's also Ghost's fault for, you know, stepping out on the family and all that other shit. Yeah, sure. But Tasha taught him the life. Like, she taught him the life. Instead of controlling her son, she taught him the life. And that's fucked up. So, bad mom. Very bad mom. But I would say throughout Tarik's trajectory has been this ego of him feeling like he can do whatever he wants. He has to matter. He's charismatic. He can siphon trust out of people. I'm calling Tarik a Leo. And I'm calling him a Leo because he's not an air sign in the fact that air signs knew how to play the back. Tarik really didn't play the back of anything. Tarik played the front of everything and won every single bout. And I know that's writing because somebody in real life would have killed him long ago. But I get Leo energy from that because he always wanted to step up and take charge and be in front, and he wanted the credit for that. And when he killed Ray Ray, he was like, all right, but I killed him though. But I did that. it's all about him, and it was just, it's too much. Oh no, but it was about him until he had to take that little ass to jail. Until you had to take your little ass to jail, then all of a sudden you ain't want to be in the spotlight. But it was you pulling triggers and stealing drugs and selling drugs and getting kidnapped, fake kidnapped and shit. All that was fine. But all of a sudden, oh no, I don't want to go to jail. You told me you wouldn't go to jail. Leo. Fully Leo. But he learned from the best. Because Leos, although they can be selfish, they ain't as selfish as these motherfuckers. Who's Ghost? If you've come this far in this video, you know who Ghost is. And so what is Ghost? I'm gonna say Ghost was an Aries. Ghost was an Aries because he was everywhere and nowhere at the same time, which is an Aries thing. Had these deep feelings for these people that he didn't invest in, which is an Aries thing. Very put together, very charismatic, very loving, which is an Aries thing. But quick to fucking pop off, which is an Aries thing. That man is fully an Aries. And if you know an Aries, that's what you got. So power going forward, I don't know about. There's a piece of me that kind of feels like things need to end for them to cement themselves in culture. But I mean, if you look at my TV right now up there, Better Call Saul is paused, so that's a fucking lie, because, you know, Breaking Bad has its own prequel thing going on. But announcing prequels and sequels right after the finale all at once, multiplicitous at the same time, is like, it's too much. So I do think that's a bit much. However, man, what do you do? I love Power, man. It entertained me for a very long time. I'm excited to kind of see where it goes forward, but if it's ass, I'm not gonna watch it, so I'll give it a chance. But if it's ass, then, you know. But I do miss Ghost. Does anybody else miss Ghost? I kind of feel like there's a hole in Power without Ghost. I feel like I feel like he really died? Like, damn. Because I miss that nigga flipping switch and being like, let me motherfucking tell you something. Like, I will wash you. I will wash your whole family. I want to see Ghost just get dressed in like some skinny Nike tech in the middle of Central Park with a gun and stalk someone that he doesn't end up killing because he has like a moral like dilemma in the middle of it. Like all that shit that he used to do. I miss that. That's my favorite parts about Power, Ghost and Tommy's relationship. And I don't like Tarik enough to keep watching. And I don't like Tasha at all. So I don't know what I'd be watching for. I'm just addicted to the story, I guess. I don't know. But you let me know. How do you feel about Power? How do you feel about all the shit that happened, I guess? Like, how do you feel about all of it? And how do you feel about the zodiac signs that I said? If you don't agree, let me know in the comment box below. I'll be talking back and forth. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, suck a dick, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Deuce!